Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Mike Rambuya, your average Joe card slinger, and today for a deck profile video, I decided to go back into the world of Lorcana, and we're going to take one of the single player decks that get released with each set and upgrade it. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce today's fun little deck profile called Inventor's Arsenal. So the goal of this is we are going to take, the single player Ruby Sapphire deck. We're going to look at what the deck will come with if you buy straight out of the box, and then what cards I added to it to hopefully go with its theme and main mechanic gimmick. And the theme and main mechanic gimmick for this is items and item related effects. Not only having items in play, but also putting items into our discard. So then hopefully then we can play them out again or gain some benefit from having them in our discard. And that's also going to play into our item recycling, where we're putting cards into the discard and pulling them back out. So if you were to buy this deck, what would you get right out of the box? So first, looking at the characters, we are going to see one copy of Belle, Mechanic Extraordinaire. Usually when you get these single player decks, the two character on the box will be featured, but you only get one copy, but they're also foiled, so that's where maybe some of the value of this deck comes through. But this version of Belle is a 9 cost inkable, 7 strength, 7 willpower, and quests for 3 lore. It has the shift of 7, so you can shift is a mechanic that allows you to play this Belle on top of another Belle for the cost of 7 rather than play it out for 9. But unlike Digimon, the other game I talk about, there's no stacking of abilities per se. It does have the salvage effect of for each item card in your discard, you pay 1 ink, less to play this character using her shift ability. So you're reducing the cost to 7, but let's say you have 3 items in your discard, you now lower it down to 4. Also has the repurpose effect. Whenever this character quests, you may put up to 3 item cards from your discard to the bottom of your deck to gain 1 lore each for each item that you move this way. So this version of Belle only requests for 3. If you put up to 3 items, that's 6 lore in 1 turn, and given that you only have to get up to 20, that's a big leap in 1 turn for you to do. The other feature card of this deck is Beast Frustrated Designer. He is a 6 non-inkable cost. He is a 5 strength, 5 willpower, and he quests for 2. And he's another card that features this new dual ink mechanic. When we get into me upgrading the deck, I'll discuss more about what dual ink cards bring to the table. So his effect is, I've had it, you can exhaust him and pay 2 and banish 2 of your items, and you deal 5 damage to chosen character. Now keep in mind, this is a chosen character, so you can't target a location, you can only target a character with this effect. Next, now to the rest of the deck, we get 2 copies of Monsieur de Croix, Despicable Proprietor. One costs 1 ink to play, is an inkable card, 1 strength, 2 willpower. Whenever this character quests, you may banish a chosen item of yours to draw a card, and he quests for 1. So this is just a mechanic to get cards from play into your discard to then trigger Belle or any other effects as such. Next we have 3 copies of Toby, Dog Companion. Non-inkable, 1 cost. He has 3 strength, 1 willpower, and quests for 1. Just the dog doing his best. Next we have Cybug, Invasive Enemy. He is a 2 cost inkable, 1 strength, 2 willpower, but with Hive Mind, this character gets +1 strength for each other character in play, so it's definitely going to help to keep as many characters as you can because he can definitely ramp up. And he quests for 1. We also then get 2 copies of Sir Kai, Unruly Knight. No effect, but he is a 2-cost inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower, and quests for 2. Pretty well decent all-around card to have, either for gaining lore or for even challenging characters. Next we have Marie, another 2-cost inkable card, 1 strength, 2 willpower, and quests for 2. And then, with the effect of I'll show you, whenever this character quests, you may give chosen character -2 strength this turn. So, you quest for 2, you gain 2 lore, and then you can weaken definitely one of your opponent's exhausted creature. So then, another character maybe will do some free damage, because if they have 0 strength, they don't do any damage to you. So a great way to weaken your opponent's field without necessarily having to take a lot of hits. Going up to our 3, we have a 3-cost inkable Coswork Climbing Clock. He's a 3 strength, 3 willpower. While you have an item card in your discard, this character gains +2 strength. He bumps up to 5, and he quests for 1. A great card to team up with Marie and Monsieur de Quark. If you don't have any items in discard, use his. You quest with him, put a card, banish an item card. And that way, then Coswork gets +2, so now he's swinging for 5. Quest with Marie, weaken some other opponents. That way, he can stay around a bit longer. Next, we have a Belle, Apprentice Inventor. 3-cost inkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower. During your turn, you may banish chosen items of yours to play this character for free. So if you have an item in play, you can banish an item to then play this character out for free, which saves you 3 ink, and then team that up then with the Mechanic Extraordinaire Bell to then lower the cost even more, to maybe play it out and then even shift on top of it. Next we have Moliere, a 3-cost inkable, 3 strength, 4 willpower, any quests for 1. No effects, just a solid good card to have, and +1 you can give support to make him a bit beefier. And we have a 3-cost Robin Hood with Eye of Detail. He is a 3 strength, 3 willpower with the support effect. Support, basically when this character quests, he takes his strength, give it to another character. Great card to team up with Cosworth. If you have an item discard, goes up to 5, and now with Robin Hood support goes up to 8. Can pretty much take out most characters in locations without a problem, and with some other cards I'll put in the deck later, Hope can survive multiple attacks. Now another one of our dual colored cards, we have the Beagle Boys, Small Time Crooks. He is a 4-cost, 4 inkable. 3 strength, 3 willpower. Whenever this character's quests, which he quests for 2, one of your characters gain rush and resist +1. Resist again you take 1 less damage. So it's a great card to use if you just play out a card and you want to play more offensively. Quest for him, gain your 2 lore, and then send your new character out to challenge one of your opponents. Next we have Maurice. Unconventional Inventor. He is a 4-cost inkable, 5 strength, 2 willpower, with the effect of when you play this character, you may banish chosen item of yours to draw a card. If the banished item is Maurice's Machine, you may also banish chosen character with 2 strength or less. Good card to combo off with Marine, make them weaker, and then you play out Maurice. Banish Maurice's Machine, which is a unique item card introduced in this set and involved in this deck, to then banish that character to weaken your opponent's side of the field. Next we have a new Moana card, cost 4 inkable, is a 4 strength, 3 willpower, has evasive. This allows you to hit other characters with evasive. Adventurous Spirit, when this character is chosen, when this character challenges another character, another chosen character of yours gets +3 strength this turn. So basically, when you want to challenge one of your opponent's characters, you can boost up one of your other characters to then have them challenge, maybe to finish off this character or to challenge another character, really weaken your opponent's side of the field. Next we have the Stabbington Brother without the eye patch. He is a 4-cost non-inkable, 3 strength, 4 willpower, and he has rush, so basically when you play him out, he can challenge right off the gate. He quests for 1, and he has a get him. The other characters named Stabbington Brother also gains rush. Next we have Chaka. 4 strength, 3 willpower, quests for 2, costs 4, and is an inkable card. Just another solid attacker or lore generator. Now we have Jebediah of Farnsworth. It's a 4-cost inkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower with the support effect. So when he quests, he gives his 3 strength to another character. He only quests for 1 lore though, but when I do play this character, chosen character gains resist +1 till the start of my next turn. So this is just a great way to get a card out and strengthen another one if you want to be a little bit more offensive with him. Next we have Kita, Creative Thinker. She's a 3 strength, 3 willpower, 4 costs, and is inkable. Ward, opponents can't choose this character except to challenge, so this character can only be challenged. A great target for your resist to strengthen her, to help her keep on the field, because you can exhaust her. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 into your inkwell face down, exerted, and the other to the top of your deck. So there's a little bit of the ink ramping that I was talking about. Next we get into our big boys of the 5-cost inkable Edgar Balthazar. He's a 6 strength, 5 willpower, quests for 1, just a big bad. Again, another good card to give resist to and even boost up, even though you're at 6. If you quest Moana, it bumps up to 9. And give him the +3 strength, and then plus Robin Hood and any other character support. He makes a good card to swing and hit your opponents with. Next we have Donald Duck, Focus Flatfoot, a 5-cost inkable. He is 3 willpower, 4 strength, Baffling Mystery. When you play this character, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. Any quests for 2. So you play this character, you take the top card, put in inkwell, and then now you have a extra ink to use for your next turn. And wrapping up the characters, we have Lyle Tiberius Roke. He's an 8-cost inkable, 6 strength, 4 willpower, and he has the explosive effect of once during a turn, whenever a card is placed into your inkwell, deal 2 damage to each character in play. So yes, your characters will take 2 damage, but so will your opponent's character. And given if what you decide to do previous round, because remember damage does stay, this could be a good time to use this card to finish off some of your opponent's characters and banish them off the field. As far as actions and items and locations, we have 2 copies of Helping Hand. This is a 1-cost option that allows you to give one of your characters support and draw a card. Definitely probably one of your more powerful characters of 3 or 4 strength. That way when they quest, they can hand it off to someone like Edgar and make him just a real menace to deal with. Next we have a 2-cost inkable Ever As Before. This is a song, so you can tap a character of 2 cost or more, or sorry, exhaust a character of 2 costs or more to play this for free, so you don't have to tap into your ink, and you remove 2 damage from any number of chosen characters. So just good heal there. Next we have All Is Found. This is a 5-cost inkable Another Song, so you just need a character of cost 5 or more to play the song for free, and then you can put up to 2 cards from your discard into your inkwell face down and exert it. So this is a good way to kind of prepare for your next big play at the end of your turn. Next, we're looking at items. We have a gold coin. This is a 1-cost inkable item that allows you to pay 1 and exert it. Banish this item. Ready chosen character of yours. This character can't quest for the rest of the turn. So a character may always be readied, but they can only quest once per turn. But then maybe you want to use them to challenge a character. Next is unconventional tool. This is a 1-cost item. When this item is banished, you pay 2 ink less for the next item you play this turn. So a cheap item that you want to banish to then maybe use Beast Effect to be one of the 2 items that allow you to do 5 damage to one of your opponent's characters, and next items are free, or at least cost 2 less. And with like gold coin that you can play out gold coin for free. Next, we have the longbow. This is a 2-cost item. You can pay 2, and chosen character of yours gains evasion till the start of your next turn. This is just a great way to ensure that if your opponent has an evasive character and you don't, that you can get one to then hopefully get rid of their evasive annoyance character. Next, we have Medal of Heroes. This 2-cost inkable item. You can exert it and then pay 2 ink. To banish this item, chosen character of yours gets +2 lore this turn. Great card to use on Belle the Mechanic, as Belle's already sits at 3. Bump it up to 2, put her at 5. Quest, you gain 5, and then you can use the effect to put 3 items to the bottom of your deck to gain up to 8 lore, which is about half of what you need to win the game. Next, we have a 2-cost Ruby Coil. This is a new item introduced in the set. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, chosen character gets +2 strength. So a good item to have to boost up some of your characters you want to use in a more offensive way. And last, we have a dual color item of Maurice's Machine. This is a 3-cost inkable. When this card is banished, you may return an item card with cost 2 or less from your discard to your hand. So this is a good item to use to maybe trade one out. That way, if you want to put maybe a gold coin or put the Medal of Heroes back out, you can. Or if your Ruby Coil got banished previous turn, you can put that back. Put it in your hand so you can play it maybe on your next turn or play it during this turn to then hopefully gain some effects. So that is what you will get if you buy the deck straight out. And as you can tell with these dual colors, they tried to inhabit both. So blue is definitely more about support and ramping up your inkwell, where red is very aggressive, giving your characters evasive, giving your characters boost so they hit harder. And with the dual colors, you can only use dual color cards if these 2 cards or if the 2 colors already exist. So for example, you can only use a Ruby Sapphire card in a deck that has Ruby and Sapphire. You cannot pull, and unfortunately it also limits you to those 2 colors. So I cannot use a Ruby Emerald card even though it has Ruby, but it has to have both Ruby and Sapphire in it. So these dual cards are not so much about expanding maybe your repertoire, but giving cards that may give you the benefit of what Sapphire playstyle has and red. So let's look at what I did to modify this deck. So for the first part, what I did is I definitely adjusted some of the numbers. As you can tell, as we look at our characters, some major ones to note is that I bumped Belle Mechanic Extraordinaire up to 3. I just I happened to have 3 lying around. But other than that, I adjusted some numbers here. We had some go from 3 to 2. But overall, some of the more key ones I want to point out is first, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. This is a 2-cost non-inkable, 2 strength, 1 willpower. And it has the effect of, during this turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may reveal the top card. If it's an item card, you may play that item for free. And if it enters play, exerted. Otherwise, put at the bottom of the deck. So Oswald's just a good way to maybe get an item out for free to um, get to use for Beast to trigger his effect, so you get the full effect of banishing 2 cards, and then to shift out Bell. Another card I put in here that was not really good is Rain the Pooh. I kind of replaced Donald Duck with Rain the Pooh because where Donald Duck allowed you to add another card to Inkwell, but he was a cost 5, Pooh here is at a cost 3. And he has 2 strength, 3 willpower, so he'll stick around for a bit longer. And he has a whenever this character quests, you may put a card from your hand into your Inkwell face down. And he quests for 2. So not only do I get to gain 2 lore to get me closer to my 20 lore point goal, but I can also then trigger things like Oswald or Ruby Coil and be able to constantly use that effect over and over again. Also added Zipper, the astute decoy. He is a 3 cost inkable, 2 strength, 2 willpower. And he also has Ward, which means he can only be challenged. But he also has the effect of run interference. During your turn, whenever a card is put into Inkwell, no chosen character gains resist +1. We have a lot of different ways to get resist onto our characters to make them stay on the field longer, especially for characters like Oswald, where we want them to stay on the field, but they tend to be a bit weaker in the willpower side. So giving them resist just by putting cards into my Inkwell will work fine. I added another Bell to this deck. Bell, strange but special. This is a 4 cost inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower. And part of the reason I did this is because when Bell's on the field, during your turn, you may put an additional card from your hand into your Inkwell face down. So this allows you to put 2 cards into it, into your Inkwell, and then given effects like Oswald and Zipper and Ruby Coil, you can then trigger some effects to maybe get some items out for free, gain resistance, and items such as that. But also with this Bell of why you have 10 or more cards in your Inkwell, this character gets +4, to making it from being able to quest for 1 to quest for 5. So team that up, maybe we should get another Bell out there with the Bell mechanic extraordinaire. Be able to gain 11 lore in 1 turn definitely can end the game for you. Another character I added, and then I do apologize a lot, this is blue focus, but I definitely focus on the item part. So this is Prince John Gold Leveler. He's a 3 strength, 4 willpower. Costs 4 to play, but he is an inkable card. He has an effect of you can exhaust him to play an item from your hand or discard with a cost of 5 or less for free. Now, as you kind of notice in the pre-built portion of this video, a lot of the costs of our item cards are way less than 5, 1 and 2 at the most. So being able to put cards in discard and then tap and exert John to then play them out again for free definitely is going to be beneficial, especially with some of the items I did choose. And wrapping up the characters I added, I also put Scrooge McDuck, Resourceful Miser. He is a 4 cost, inkable, 4 strength, 4 willpower. Part of it is to put his effect of put it to good use. You may exert 4 items of yours to play this character for free. So similar to Bell, a little bit similar to Bell, to where though I need more cards, but I get the benefit of just having to have them exerted, where Bell had to banish them. But given Oswald's effect and Prince John's effect, it shouldn't be too hard to put items back into play. However, also when I play this character, I reveal the top 4 cards of my. Look at the top 4 cards of my deck. Sorry, you may reveal an item card and put it into my hand, and I put the rest at the bottom of my deck in any order. So this is kind of a great way to, yes, I exert on my items, but I'm going to play out Scrooge for free, so my ink is not touched, and then I can see if I get another item. That way maybe I can then trigger Beast effect or other things such as that. So that's going to be it for the new characters. For the new actions and um, items and locations, and I did actually add locations. For the actions, I didn't do much, I didn't touch much. I kept helping hand ever as before, and all is found in the same numbers. I didn't really feel like I needed to put a lot more actions or take away actions in this deck, just to kind of give me other options to do what I need to. But for items, I did add a popsicle. This is a 1-cost inkable item. It has kind of a couple effects. First of all, when I play this card, I get to draw a card. Then, when I banish this card, remove up to 2 damage from my chosen character. Now, this, given how cheap this item is, definitely can be abused with cards like Prince John. So let's say I banish it to play out a Bell, or to do damage with Beast. Well, now I get to heal my character. Okay, I put that into my discard. I'm now gonna exert Prince John. Now I'm gonna play Popsicle back out, and now I'm gonna draw a card. So that's definitely a way these cards can definitely be abused. Also added Merlin's Carpet Bag. This is a 5-cost item to play, but you can tap it, so exert it for 1, pay 1 ink to return an item card from your discard to your hand. So just another way to put cards into your discard using various effects and then get them back out so you can get them back on the field, so you can kind of keep this recycling going. And lastly, I did add the Bell's House location, which is a 1-cost inkable. It costs 2 to move a character there, and it has 6 willpower, so it will take a bit for it to get rid of. And this is just another way to maybe put a character into location and put my items for free, especially if I use something like Unconventional Tool where I banish an item. Well, now I can basically pay a 3-cost item for free because my next item will be 2 less because of Unconventional Tool. And if I have a character at Bell's House, it lowers it by 1, so basically now ending up to a 3-cost item I can play for free and still have plenty of ink to do what I need. And that is how I upgraded the Ruby Sapphire single player deck. I'm really excited to hopefully get a chance to play this deck. If you happen to pull any cards from the latest Archesia Island set, let me know what some of your best pulls are. Let me know some of the decks you're looking to play with, especially with this new dual color system. This dual color is very interesting to where it doesn't like expand out your ability to mix a 3rd color in there, because it's very strict of only 2 colors can be mixed. But it also kind of expands it to where I really like the play style of these 2 cards, and now I have a card that kind of combines both play styles, to where I don't, maybe if you have like a character like Belle that that gains an effect of being aggressive with red with their high strength and willpower, but also allows you with the blue side of it to reduce the cost and to kind of keep your resources available. But without further ado, that's going to end today's video. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me blab on about this deck. Again, let me know what you guys are excited for this set. And without further ado, I'm going to say goodbye, farewell, may your pulls be blessed, and have a good day.